Did you know there's such a thing as being too nice, too generous, and too charitable? To the point where it makes you naive, careless, and can get you into serious trouble, sometimes even worse. Of course, everybody wants to be a good person, and the more good people that are in this world, the better. But the thing is, there are some people that are too kind, too generous, and too giving for their own good. An example of this is that when someone is generous to the point where it ends up making life very difficult for them, to the point where it hurts them and their family and those who either care about them or rely on them. Yeah, sometimes people just care a little bit too much. It's good to be generous. It's good to give to those in need when you even if you don't have much on your own. But the thing is, things can go way too far. And that's exactly what happened to a guy named Abraham Shakespeare. Abraham Shakespeare was just a typical guy. The thing is, he had very little education. He was so illiterate that he could not communicate through text, could not communicate through writing. The thing is, even though he didn't have a job and was practically homeless, he was very generous. After buying a lottery ticket, he gave away his last $3 to a homeless man. Believe it or not, he actually won the lottery with that ticket and won millions of dollars. But of course, due to his insatiable need to help others, the overpowering desire to give, people often took advantage of his generosity, and he gave away a lot of money that he really could have and should have used for himself, as well as people closest to him like his family. People warned him that his lack of education, his overly trusting ways, and his overpowering need to be generous would get him into trouble. That's when he hired a financial advisor, D.D. Moore. The thing is, it became clear soon that D.D. Moore had taken control of his finances. One day, Abraham disappeared. The strange thing is, his cell phone was delivering text messages to his family. Now here's the problem with that. As I said before, Abraham Shakespeare was illiterate. How could he be sending text messages to his family if he wasn't educated enough to do that? Well, the truth was later revealed. Abraham Shakespeare was found dead, buried underneath concrete blocks. It was later revealed that D.D. Moore had murdered him to steal his money. It's a sad, sad thing. Sometimes, when people are too kind and generous, they could be targets for being taken advantage of. If someone is too giving and too generous, sometimes even people that they trust, even good friends of theirs, can take advantage of their kindness. They could constantly ask them for favors or constantly ask them for money. And the problem is, These people have gained so much pleasure from helping people that they don't understand that they're being taken advantage of, or they just don't want to believe that their friends are using them for favors and money. It gets really bad to the point where you neglect your own health, your own finances, as well as that of your family and those who depend on you. Kind of like a parent with a child, or a roommate and his fellow roommates. Everybody has responsibilities that they need to prioritize over others. If your family, or those who you live with, or those who depend on you, are in distress, and you're spending your time helping other people just because they're other friends of yours, or because you just get pleasure out of helping people, the thing is, you need to know your priorities. Some things matter more than others. When it comes to family, your family has to come first. Especially if you're a parent. When you're a parent, that's your number one priority over all things in life. You have to do everything you can to care for your child and your spouse. When you're a parent, you can't prioritize your friends over your family. You chose to get married, you chose to have a child, and now it's your ultimate responsibility to take care of them above all else. You know, that's one of the reasons why I have no desire to be a parent. You have to dedicate your entire life to that purpose. And that's not really something I want. That's not really something I could ever handle. The thing that's sad is, there are some people that are not good parents, who do not prioritize their family above all else, who do not work hard to support their family above all other things. And that's a very sad thing. To be completely honest, I've met some people in the past, and I currently have maybe a few friends that are like that. I was fortunate enough to not grow up with a family like that. Yeah, my parents are the best I could have ever dreamed of. And sometimes I feel kind of guilty for feeling that way, because I know there's a lot of people out there who are not as fortunate as me, and I feel really terrible for them. But back to what I was saying before, there is definitely such a thing as being too generous. If it's to the point where you neglect responsibilities for yourself and people you should be focusing more on, it's not a good thing. If it's to the point where you're neglecting your health, your finances, or other things, you have to do what is right for yourself and those who rely on you to take care of them. It really is difficult to find a job for me. Hopefully I will one day. But yeah, I swear, if I ever had money like Elon Musk, I'd definitely try to use that money to make the world a better place. Of course, I wouldn't go crazy. Of course, I would donate to charities, probably create some charities of my own, but I wouldn't go so crazy that I'd use up all my money. I am very careful about that stuff. I know when it's time to stop being so generous. I know to be careful when people are taking advantage of you. Unfortunately, some people just don't realize that. There are some people that are so afraid of losing friendships that they never stop giving money and never stop doing favors for them. A friendship like that is toxic. A friendship that is maintained by finances and favors is toxic. Real friends spend time together and enjoy each other without anything in return. And at least, if you're doing good things for your friend, like doing favors for them or helping them financially, then someday, somehow, hopefully, they'll be willing to repay you for your kindness somehow. Somehow. Because it's the right thing to do. A friendship should not be maintained by favors or finances. Real friendship and real love is completely unconditional. People should be willing to be friends with you or love you without anything in exchange. No favors, no gifts, no money, nothing. People should learn to be happy with just what they have, each other. And if a friend gets angry at someone for not wanting to do a favor for them, that's just plain wrong. A friend could have many good reasons for not wanting to do a favor. It's nothing to get angry or upset over, and nothing to argue about. I'm honestly really lucky that I don't have any friends like that. But I do know that they exist, because I've had friends that had friends like that. Yeah, unconditional friendship and love is the way to go. Of course, friends and lovers always have to do what they can to support each other through hard times, but hopefully, when the hard times are over, that friend will be kind enough to repay those friends for their kindness. Somehow, some way, for all the nice things that they did for them. Who knows what that may be? But who knows? I just felt like rambling. You know what I'm really excited about, guys? Friday the 13th is coming up soon. A Friday the 13th in December is really exciting. I like to contradict the beliefs of Friday the 13th. I wake up every morning on Friday the 13th hoping it's going to be my lucky day. So far, Friday the 13th has been nothing more than a bunch of normal days for me. But I'm hoping one Friday the 13th, it'll be my lucky day. And it'll be a Friday the 13th to remember. Who knows whenever that will be. I also said a few prayers recently. Something that I mentioned a few weeks ago during a cloudy day. So now I'm kind of hoping that something good will happen to me or a friend of mine during a rainstorm one day. I don't know if those prayers are going to be answered, but you never know. It never hurts to make a wish to the heavens once in a while. Yeah. Have you guys ever heard of the show It's a Miracle? That's a great show. You should look it up. It has a lot of inspiring stories about hope, prayer, and miracles. It really is quite extraordinary. It gives you a lot of motivation to believe in the power of heaven and that other kind of stuff. But then again, that's just me. Wherever your hope system is, I'm sure it's a good one. No matter what your belief system or no matter what your religion is. Yeah. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Have a good night.